Factorising into brackets, difference of two squares with adamonlinetutoring. Here are the beginner questions, some of the easiest questions that you're likely to see on this topic. Some quadratic expressions have no middle term. For example, x squared minus 81. When you factorise these, you get two brackets that are the same, except that one has a positive sign and one has a negative sign. So the way we'll get x squared in the double brackets is by having x multiplied by x, and the way we'll get 81 is by having 9 multiplied by 9. You can see that the terms in each of the brackets are the same, apart from one we have a plus and one we have a minus. X multiplied by x gives us x squared. X multiplied by negative 9 is negative 9x. 9 multiplied by x is plus 9x. And 9 multiplied by negative 9 is negative 81. Now you can see that when we collect like terms, negative 9x plus 9x will simplify to give us 0x, so we'll cancel, leaving us with no middle term and a final expanded expression of x squared minus 81, which matches up to the original expression which was given. This has a special name. Where we multiply x by itself, it produces x squared, which is a squared number, and where we multiply 9 by itself, it produces 81, which is also a square number, and because they're separated by a subtraction, or the difference between them, hence why it's called difference of two squares. On to the second question. The way we'll get 9x squared is by square rooting and having 3x and 3x in each of the brackets. And 25 is a result of doing 5 squared, or 5 multiplied by 5. One is plus and one is minus. On to the intermediate questions with a slight increase in difficulty. Sometimes expressions will factorise into single brackets before you're then able to factorise into double brackets. For example, x cubed minus 4x. Both terms have a factor of x. So taking x outside the bracket will leave me with x squared minus 4 inside the bracket. Now notice how we have the difference between two square numbers. So I can factorise this expression further by keeping x outside the brackets, getting x squared by multiplying x by x, and 4 by multiplying 2 and 2, and separating these by a plus and a minus. For the second question here, 8x cubed and 50xy squared can be factorised into a single bracket with a number and a variable on the outside. 8 and 50 have a highest common factor of 2, and both are divisible by x raised to the power of 1, or just x. Inside the bracket, 2 times 4 is 8, and x times x squared is x cubed. 2 times 25 is 50, and x multiplied by y squared is xy squared. Keeping 2x outside of the double bracket, we'll then be able to factorise what's inside the bracket further into double brackets. We have the difference between two square numbers, 4x squared and 25y squared. The way we'll get 4x squared is by having 2x multiplied by 2x and 25y squared by having 5y multiplied by 5y, separated by a plus and a minus. On to the advanced questions, some of the most difficult questions that you're likely to find on this topic. These ones are quite hard to spot that they're difference of two squares, since this time, on the left-hand side, we don't have a single term that's being squared. We have an expression which is being squared, but it is still the difference between two squares. So start with your main double brackets. The way we'll get x plus 3 squared is by having x plus 3 in one of the brackets and x plus 3 in the other bracket, and then 4y squared by having 2y and 2y, separated by a plus and a minus, and potentially we may have been able to simplify within each of the brackets, but the one on the left hand side would just be x plus 3 plus 2y, and the one on the right would be x plus 3 minus 2y. For the last question, 2p minus 3 squared, we'll need 2p minus 3 in each of the brackets, and p plus 1 squared, we'll need p plus 1 in each of the brackets, separated by a plus and a minus. Notice how this time we can simplify further. In each of the brackets, 2p plus p is 3p, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, 2p take away P is P, and -3 take away 1 is -4. Before you go, take a look at this solution which I've provided for a question. See if you can spot the mistakes. Pause the video and either tell me what they are or write some corrections in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. If you found that video useful, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. If you're struggling with maths or finding topics difficult, you can subscribe and turn on notifications to receive regular updates about new video tutorials. Don't forget to visit my website adamonlinetutoring.com for a full searchable list of all topics with exams, questions and solutions. You can also visit me on social media using the handle @AdamMathsTutor on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Twitter. All links in the description below.